Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for August 7th, 2025. We've got a pretty hinterlands heavy kingdom. Oh, no, okay, I guess all the Rising Sun cards are on the bottom row. And it's the Riverboat card in. Okay. So oh, asceticism. Okay. I was like, I don't see any trashing, but now I see the trashing. All right. So yeah, that's a trashing. Draw is, however, non-existent. There's a good amount of sifting with Cartographer and the Riverboat Inn, but there's no draw. Plus actions is just Riverboat. Ooh. And then gains, you've got Cauldron is actual plus buy, Fishmonger is actual plus buy. Gather, you can gain multiple cards, but they have to have the exact costs, which with the cost reduction from Highway can get pretty wonky. Haggler can gain you extra cards. Wheelwright can gain you extra actions. Craftsman can gain you extra actions. So you definitely want to play with a stack of highways. That much seems clear. And then it's worth noting Fishmonger is not a stop card. So as a source of plus buy, despite the fact that it is terminal, there is some benefit to it relative to Cauldron. On the other hand, unless you're playing with Riverboat, you're only going to be able to play with one of them. I don't know that you want to play with Riverboat here because it does reduce hand size. Not like on the duration turn, it's just like a dungeon, duration dungeon that gives you plus actions. But it reduces hand size the turn you play it, so it's still net, well, reducing hand size. And since you can't draw here, that seems like a big deal. Like, it might be better to just try to play with 4 or 5 cauldrons, -1 for a terminal of your choice, maybe Haggler, and then some cartographers and schemes to line things up. Maybe some wheelwrights too, but like that's not contributing to deck control really. But yeah. Gather seems difficult to take advantage of because there's nothing in the $4 price point to start with. And then once you get the cost reduction going, you're going to have that same problem, just like a shifted version of it. Haggler is good when you're buying provinces. Get more 5 cost actions. But isn't really good. Well, I guess like getting like schemes is fine. There's also like the cursing to consider with Snake Witch and Cauldron. Haggler and Snake Witches, I guess. Yeah, it all looks like a little bit awkward. I'm not sure. Like, would you rather play with Haggler or would you rather just play with Fishmonger? I'm not sure about that. I mean, it could be both. Like, get Fishmonger early, get Haggler early when you're going to be able to play them both within a given shuffle, and then eventually either trash one of them or pick up a Riverboat. Maybe, I don't know, the Riverboat thing. Man, if only it was literally just like a village or something, that would be so much better. Well, another card to consider here is Craftsman. Like, we do want to play with a bunch of highways. Craftsman is a way to just like get those, although it very quickly becomes like less efficient as we have the highways in the deck. So probably not, although the alternatives aren't very exciting. Silver is basically the alternative. But silver is non-terminal. I mean, eventually we'd want to, if we get a silver, we'd want to trash it, but I guess the same goes for Craftsman, so... I mean, I guess I could see, like, depending on the number of highways you end up with, that a Craftsman could still be an efficient way to gain a province. You need 6 you need 6 highways before province costs 2. Whereas Craftsman, you only need 3 highways to make province essentially cost 2. But if you have the 6 highways, then like having a cauldron is going to be better than having a craftsman. Oh. So one thing we could do, skip any of that and just open like Asceticism Fishmonger. We have a 10-card deck. We draw 5 cards. We play the Fishmonger. We maybe hit 5. And we get to turn the deck over. Unfortunately, we only get to trash 1. Right? Is if we go, regardless of which turn we buy it on, we do this, we overpay by 1, we trash 1. If we do this, play this one, we overpay by 2, but then we don't have another card to trash. So yeah, if we only see 1 estate with the turn that we have the Fishmonger, then we get to hit 5. In general, it's going to be better to buy asceticism when we have like more money. We can trash more cards. And something to note on that point is that just jumping immediately to highway stuff is not going to help with that. Whereas, like, you know, Fishmonger, Haggler, or even like Silver or whatever would. Boy, this board is really awkward. I think... Oh... I think I like the Fishmonger asceticism play. If we don't hit 5, so if we get to turn 3 and we don't hit 5, that means we have 2 estates in hand and 3 coppers. We can still play the Fishmonger and trash the other 2 estates. Trigger a shuffle, play it again, buy a 5. Which would probably be Cauldron first. Alright. They go double asceticism. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I think this looks better to me. I'm also going to take a cauldron. We take another cauldron. We could also trash 2 more coppers. We do trash them more efficiently if we do it with the cauldron in play. But it's 2 coppers that won't get shuffled in immediately. I guess it would have been better to just see the cauldron here, but we could also consider a highway. We already have 3 buys in our deck, which means in theory we can proc the cauldron. In practice, probably not, but if we have a turn where we have like highway, cauldron, copper, copper, copper. That's 5 coins. Fishmonger is 6 coins. We have 3 buys. And we have a 1 coin discount. I mean, we could buy like triple scheme to give out a curse, but that's not really doing a whole lot. So I think we need to go first for either cauldron or trashing. I'm just not sure what makes more sense. I think the trashing does. All right, now the trashing is not as efficient, arguably. I think we go for cauldron number 2. Oh, wait. If we buy gather here, the fact that there's no 4-cost card just means we don't have to gain one. Okay. So we take a scheme. And I think another cauldron. Wheelwright is interesting. Now that we have the scheme. Wheelwright is also card negative, so like it has that's a pretty major downside. I think I'm just gonna take the cauldron. Okay, we did find both cauldrons. 8 coins. So this is probably highway scheme. Hold off on trashing again a little bit. Only costs us 7 to gather the highway in the scheme. I don't think that helps anything. Wait. We do this. No, no. It's like we can't trash 1 copper this way. Yeah. We pay 5 for the highway, we pay 2 for asceticism, and then we don't have any coins to overpay with. Dang it. Get the second cauldron. So now there's nothing that costs 3, and gold costs 5. We don't want a gold. We could give out a curse by picking up like a snake witch. Or we could buy asceticism. Like, we could buy asceticism, highway, and trash 1. Or we could just trash 2. The snake witch could still be worth buying just to like have the chance to give out a curse. I mean, we know we're gonna get to scheme the highway. We know we have this cauldron here. Like, trashing 1 copper might be good enough. Yeah, let's go for that. Oh, wait, I can't. Right, that's how that works. Okay, I think we go snake witch. Just, well, okay, hold on. How much money are we going to have next turn if we do that? That's the other question. This is 1 more copper and a cauldron. We're still not guaranteed to see, even if we trash these 2, we're still not guaranteed to see. We are guaranteed to see. We're not guaranteed to see both of the schemes, but that doesn't matter. So we would have 4, 5, 6, 7 coins. Plus the fishmonger is 8 coins. And 3 buys. No, 4 buys. Cauldron, cauldron, fishmonger, regular buy. 8 coins, 4 buys, everything costs 1 less. That costing 1 less is the problem. We really want things to cost 2 less. Yeah, I think. And also, we get to get out a curse if we just go highway scheme snake witch, so. right. Now we could trash all three of these coppers. That looks pretty good. Looks less good that we don't get to give out curses, but we would give it to give out 2 curses if we... But how do we get 3? I mean, we'd have to only get 1 highway. I don't know. Trashing 3 coppers is really nice. Could scheme the Snake Witch just to try to give out that curse. I think I might rather scheme the scheme just to make it more likely that I continue to scheme the highways. Well, this is annoying. Basically the same position. And they shuffled. Ugh, I don't want to lose the highway split. Shit. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for the aestheticism last turn. Oh, this time... Wait, did we have... We didn't have 2 highways in play last time. That was the problem. I guess we go scheme Snake Witch. Just, again... They get 2 highways here, I'm going to be very annoyed. Okay, they didn't. Alright, so now we do... highway... We kind of do want another cauldron. We also want to buy asceticism. Even if it was only trashing 1, it's still helpful. Could get a cartographer instead. Maybe get 1 more cauldron first. We're definitely giving them more curses. There's also only 4 curses and 4 schemes left. Like, if we have a good draw, we could potentially... Okay, well... We can give them 3 curses. And then buy a curse? Does that just win? I think it does. Oh, we buy 4 schemes. This is turned out to be far more stupid than I thought it would be. I mean, I guess that's partially my own fault. for buying so many schemes. Okay. um, yeah, maybe the highway split didn't actually matter. Just so long as we had enough, like, to make those schemes cheap. Yeah. Yeah, I really thought, province at some point would be a thing here, but maybe I shouldn't have. Um, I mean, what the bot was doing wasn't super different from what I was doing, but it only got the one cauldron early. I think that was incorrect. I think um accumulating like relatively more coins um was better for asceticism purposes, and then also like you want to give out the curses. Bot had 2 coppers left, I had 2 coppers left. So in that sense we were on equal footing, but obviously it did have more curses. Yeah. Definitely don't feel confident about like when to buy asceticism versus not here. Like I mentioned at one point. I mean, I guess if I'd seen my other highway, the turn that I bought asceticism, and then I certainly would have just taken 2 highways at that point. But I mean, it was obviously good to get the trash off. It's just then having it immediately followed by get a curse and then have just as much junk the next turn felt bad. But doesn't mean it was incorrect. Yeah. Well, um, there you have it, I guess. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.